Hello all, welcome to Hack Shack Studios. We have a special guest today. We have Clint Stoker in the house. How are you, brother?
Hey, very good. Thanks for having me on the stream. It's always good to talk to you.
Oh, no problem, man. You have a F.A.T.L. You launched today, and you're doing very, very well. And we're going to talk to you in detail about that. And also, we have your partner in crime. We have Charlie's, is it Snogan?
Charlie Snogans with an S at the end.
That's a perfect name, man. Snogans. It's fun. And he may be popping in later as well. Hey, everybody in the chat. Clint and I were trying to figure out the vampire movie. There were 3 with werewolves and vampires, and Kate Beckinsale was in the damn movie, and we can't think of the damn. It's a lot of dams here.
What is that show?
It's not Twilight, Clint.
Yeah, no, that's the only. I'm like Vampire Trilogy. That's
Vampire Trilogy. Kate
30 Days a Night.
Closer.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should know this, but I don't. Yeah.
Underworld.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Because we were joking that I look like I'm all like with the color. It looks kind of bluish right now, so I kind of looked like I was in that movie Underworld. And then Clint said Twilight.
Yeah. You look like a Twilight vampire.
I look like a Twilight vampire. Yeah. I don't know what that means.
No, I seriously think, I wonder if StreamYards is weird, because when I'm streaming on my channel, everyone will tell you I look really pale, and I keep trying to change the lighting, but look how good I look here. Like, I actually have color on my screen, so I don't know what it's about, but I guess I'll enjoy it for the time being.
Dude, you look Hollywood good right now.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but man, it is hotter than hell here in California right now.
Yeah, it's super hot here. I have to watch. I've got a Boston Terrier, and if I let him outside for too long, he just gets super overheated. So I don't know. It's been, it's just, that's when I know it's just too hot. If my dog's having troubles just laying in the shade, that's a problem.
Are they just lethargic, or do they kind of just pant more? Because I think a dog pants when they try to stay cool, right? Is that?
Yeah, he pants a lot, and then he gets super lethargic, and it'll be like the rest of the afternoon that he I don't know, he struggles. You can tell he'll just lay there in one place for hours, like inside in the air conditioning even.
So, well, I'll be joining him in about an hour.
Yeah.
My wife comes downstairs. I'm laying on the coldest spot on the tile downstairs. She's like, "What's going on? It's hot."
Yeah.
It's damn hot. Oh, Gaming or What? Thank you so much for the $5. I do appreciate it, man. That is very cool of you. Puppy heart stroke. No. Clint's going to keep him safe. Clint's going to keep him healthy.
He's indoors now, so.
Yeah, you just got to keep an eye on him. Yeah. We got Mr. Charles Snogans in here. It's Snogans with an S.
It is Snogans with an S and a long O. I should. I've always thought, do I just draw the little? Should I just draw the little line over the O? Because or make a drawing of a guy in the snow with 2 big guns and they shoot snowballs.
Yeah, that would help. Yeah,
those would be snow guns.
Just be glad that you don't have the last name T-Bear, because the way it's spelled, nobody is going to get that at all.
It sounds as though, well, I've seen Fragaboom's pictures of you from your youth when you guys were tooling around in California together, and now you look as though Jerry Garcia lives.
Oh no, Jerry Garcia was a little bloated. I'm not that bad.
No, he's been on a diet. He lives because he's on a diet. He no longer has diabetes. Maybe he grew a finger back because he's eating better now.
Is that how it works?
Jerry Garcia die?
What's that?
Jerry Garcia? Is that who you're talking about from the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, my wife is looking. He doesn't look like Jerry Garcia. All right, my wife says I'm wrong.
Still alive? Somebody in the chat.
No, he's long. I'm saying if
I'm gonna die soon. I see.
Oh no! Now I'm digging a deeper hole. Are you French Canadian?
You know what? I got my chips cashed in. I just keep trucking. That's the only Grateful Dead song I know.
Well, it's either that. You're either Jerry Garcia has gotten thinner and released to the world that he lives, or are you a French Canadian hockey player who's decided to draw instead of punching people in the face?
Yeah, my brother's kid actually is in the he's a goalie for the U.S. Olympic team.
Really?
Yeah. So he's living up to
Beautiful.
their name, yeah, the French Canadian name. It's so weird living in Southern California. Like you're doing ice hockey, like that's weird.
What gives?
That and they keep winning.
Yeah, it's funny because like in the like there were a lot of street hockey, like with the roller skates and stuff here in Southern California, but not like ice hockey. Yeah, that's a big leap. But actually, I mean, if you're smart, that's probably the better move, right? Because it gets hot here, so you're in a nice cold, ice rink.
Yes, indeed.
It's super hot here. Is Charlie's it hot there too?
No, it actually
Right
we
now.
had a rough heat wave through July into August, and 3 days ago it suddenly became autumn. It cooled off by about 40 degrees.
Oh,
And
40?
now, it went from 90s to I don't know, low 80s, maybe 70s.
Well, I don't want
So
you to
now-
talk stuff, but where the hell do you live? That sounds terrific.
I'm in New Jersey. I'm
Really?
I'm not too far north of Ethan, although if you notice in Cyberfrog, the city is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right, because in South Jersey they're Philly attached, and as a young person going to a party with people from Southern Jersey, they said we're going to the city, and I grew up. I'm just a couple miles outside of New York City. I said, all right, let's go to a party in the city, and we got in the car. We're going to the city, and as we're driving, I'm thinking these streets, this doesn't look familiar. Then there's a bridge, and I see a city on the horizon. I said, well, that's not the city. That's a city. That's called Philadelphia. What's wrong
It's
with
weird.
you?
I was visiting some friends in New York City, and it was a weekend. And they're like, "Let's go party in the city." And I'm like, "We're in the city." So we get in the car and we drive to Philadelphia. I'm like, "We're in New York City. Why we gotta drive to Philadelphia? This is weird." I flew all the way from California to New York so I could go to Philadelphia. We had a good time. Yeah.
How dare them? The city of brotherly love. You had fun there?
Oh yeah. It doesn't take much, man. I get out, I have a good time. That's all I know. So are you guys the same way? Like that's all I do is I spend time in this room, and anytime I get to be outside of the room, it's like a party.
Yeah, well, especially since I've been working from home, even for my day job, ever since all the COVID stuff. So it's like, I guess I'm getting a taste of what it's like to just work at home all the time. But yeah, going out even just to dinner is really nice. It's a lot more fun than it used to be.
Hell yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the supermarket. Yee-hee.
Yeah,
Bring your masks.
yeah, I'll get the masks.
I got the masks. Yeah. Our kids are going to have stories to tell, aren't they?
I know. It's such a weird time, like for kids to be growing up right now. It's just, I can't imagine. And I remember like at first when we were explaining it to my kids, they were a little worried and we are trying to figure out the nicest way to put it, like, and then now it's just a big joke to them. They don't, they just adapt and it's just whatever, I don't know.
I was
It's
thinking
wild.
the good thing that could come from this is whenever the school season would happen after the summer, I would just be bummed. Like the week before school started, I would just be in like kitty depression, right?
Yeah.
and then I'm thinking now, like with the kids not being allowed to go to school, they're probably going to be jonesing to go to school. Like they're going to be going, when can we go back to school? When can we go back to school? They're going to be excited about it.
Oh, I can't imagine. That would have been my dreams come true if I was 15 and they said you're not allowed.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
that is a dream. That is a dream. Your parents wake up, Art, wake up, Clint, wake up. You can't go to school.
Oh,
It's a snow day.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like back east, you guys have snow days, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son loves it. He does not want to go back to school.
I don't
He's just
blame
like, I'm set, man. I'm like, he's already figured it. He's only 9, but he's already figured it out, you know.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait till just about every office type job is going to start going, you know what? We don't need the overhead anymore in this office, so everybody can start working from home.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind working from home. It's good. I just have to make sure I get out of the house. It's like you have to. Do you do that, or you have to like plan like more times or like a day? Like I'm just gonna go outside and walk, not just to exercise thing, but just to leave. Oh,
Wait. Hold it up.
That's who drew that. Hold it up. He just said, "Would you hold it up, please?"
Oh,
there
man.
it is.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Did you like the book? Did you read it?
We love it. I haven't read it. What I do is, since I'm functionally becoming more and more illiterate every day, I just enjoyed the RT Bear goodness of each drawing. But we haven't read it yet.
Well, you got that to look forward to.
I got mine too.
Wait a minute. That's awesome. Yeah.
So great. I can't wait to read it. I flipped through it and the art looks amazing. It's outstanding, but I need some time to read it now.
Oh, thank you, man. I'm going to gush all over Charlie in a little bit because he's my new go-to as far as inspiration.
He's amazing.
You're like that Chicago song for me, Charlie. You're my inspiration.
You're my Peter Cetera.
Yeah, is that Peter Cetera or is that Chicago? I don't know.
He was in Chicago, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know if that was a Peter Cetera song or a Chicago song. I get them all. They're all the same, right?
You bring meaning to my life.
Yeah, you bring meaning to my life. I was like, holy crap. Because I remember when Clint started showing your work off months ago, I was like, that's unreal. And then he's like, he's going to draw a comic for me. And I'm like, there's nobody that's going to draw a comic on that level for anybody. I'm just.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I should clarify. It's this is definitely a joint. Like I didn't just say, hey Charlie, can I pay you $100 a page to do this book for me? This is like a joint effort, and we're all the way from plotting the story out together, just putting all of our best ideas into it. And we've broken 15,000 now. That's so great.
That's amazing, man. What did you launch, like 3 hours ago?
Something like that. Yeah.
So Charlie,
3 hours in.
How does this feel, man? Is this your first crowdfund?
I drew 10 pages for Zach's Jawbreakers. All right. Shh, I'm talking. I'm talking to Art and Clint, but I can't hear what you're doing. Oh, that's a good picture, though.
It is a Chicago song. So you are my inspiration, Chicago and Charlie.
Thank you. And I'm also I'm very windy too, especially after bean burrito enchiladas.
I think you mean gassy.
Well, I've got a windy city that nobody needs to know about.
He's gonna pass some gas. The brown wind of doom.
What was I saying before that?
Oh my gosh!
Your first crowdfunder. You did.
I'm busting at the seams, man. I came in with such jitters. Last night I ate a whole half gallon of ice cream, much to his disappointment, because it's chocolate and vanilla with cones, bits of cones in it. It's so delicious.
Gosh.
And I was just sitting there thinking, what's gonna happen tomorrow? And then after that, I just started eating Cheez-Its, and then I felt a lot of shame. So,
and here we are today.
You did chocolate and vanilla cone ice cream binger.
Yeah. I was one set away from pickles. I almost ate pickles.
Are you sure you're not pregnant? Are you sure you're not pregnant?
I am pregnant with a fantastic comic book, and we're giving birth to it here.
Yes. Well, hey, I'm gonna go to it, and we're gonna show this off. We teased it enough. People are like chomping at the bits to see this thing. So let's share this campaign with people. So you want me to play the video first? You guys want to talk about it? What do you want to do? It's your
sure. Yeah, play the video. I think it's good.
All right, let's go.
We proceeded to transmission from the planet Danville. Shall we give it a listen?
I'm calling you because my planet is sick. And not the monarchy, not the royal guard, not a single person on this spinning rock seems to care.
Hey, that's Vaughn's voice,
It
huh?
started gradually.
It is.
They got into our heads. By the time I realized something was wrong, by the time I woke up, they were already here.
Oh my gosh.
Things look perfect at first glance, but that's how the elites work. That's how the invasion starts. A slow boil. I'm calling you because I can't trust anyone here. You're off planet. You're a professional. And I'm afraid we might already be dead.
Flynn, how shall I respond? It's a job. Let's suit up.
Wow.
Right.
That's intense. So that is Vaughn, right? His voice.
That's Vaughn. Yeah, I wrote up a script for that, and it just ties into the story so nicely. But then I was like, I need someone to do the voice acting because I'm not very good at it. So I asked Vaughn to do it, knocked it out of the park. He did all of the voices in there, and we just did a little bit of audio editing. And he's the robot Eldridge. He's Flynn. He's the man that's calling, the distress signal. So he did such a good job with that.
Yeah, go
It's
check
a lot of
out
fun.
Monster MD. That's Vaughn's book, and that thing's terrific as well.
Yeah.
Wow, this looks incredible.
Yeah.
Look at this.
This is a finished page. We wanted to have a nice sample here. This is Eric Weathers, of course, lettering it, knocked it out of the park, and fully colored. This is essentially. I think we probably do some editing and stuff, but this is what the final product will look like, and it just keeps. You scroll down, it just keeps getting better and better. So much great art in here.
I love all these designs, man. I'm getting a Mysteries in Space vibe, like a DC kind of feel here. I like it.
I don't know Mysteries in Space. I think Shane mentioned that last night too.
Yeah, he did.
The Adam Strange, like an old, like the original Adam Strange, not the new stuff. The original, what was it, 1960s or 70s?
Yeah, I'm reaching back a little bit because I like the classics of the American illustration classics, the Al Williamsons and the Frazettas. They're big for me. So, and obviously Star Wars, and in the 80s John Byrne and Todd and Jim. So I guess you should muddle all those things together. Start to get
Well,
what this looks like.
This is gorgeous. I need to see this bigger. Holy crap! Do you have this page, Charlie? Charlie, can we show this off?
I can.
Yeah, I'd like to see this show this off bigger because this small image does not do it justice. Your women are gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you. I've been drawing fashion and beauty for years for advertising.
Yeah, your environments are on point, man. Look at this.
Yeah, it's really good. That's the problem with Indiegogo is it just can't contain all the detail and everything in the art. So when we have a double page spread there, it's smaller. You get the grand idea, but yeah, there's so much cool detail in there. And I'm trying to pull it up too, and I can't. My computer.
Oh my gosh! This image alone is like, you just want to know, is he going to survive this? He's on a rope, Batman style, with one blaster, and he's got all these monsters coming at him. And each one of those monsters is what, like 2-3 times his height and weight?
Yes.
This is not good, man. Anything could go wrong in this image, right? I mean, he could let go and he would
Yeah.
die. He could get bit, he would die.
That's
hot.
the page right before it. So at the top of the page, at the top of the Indiegogo page, is the colored with letters page. This is the page right before that. So he's surrounded, and he's just realizing here, oh, my kids are nearby. Oh heavens, I'm in trouble. So then his helmet comes down, and now he knows he's going to have to deal with it. And then he shouts into his wrist communicator back to the ship that's waiting above for him, and has the little drone robot Eldridge fire all the missiles, and that's when you see all that start to happen.
Oh, so he's got a little bit of backup here, because I'm such a psycho, Charlie, that I actually counted. There's 13 monsters here. The odds are looking pretty bad for this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think
13-1.
built into the story is his name is his business is called F.A.T.L, and his name is Flynn. So he's Fatal Flynn.
Yeah.
And sort of the central conceit is he's going to keep getting into these unbelievable obstacles and jams that will look like he's doomed. But, Fatal Flynn, he manages, hopefully, to pull it out. He'll be injured and scraped, but...
He usually finds a way. This time, though, we don't know. You have to read it and find out.
Yeah, this image, you guys, we don't know. I mean, this could be the last page of the book.
That's it. That's where he dies.
Roll the credits.
Holy crap, what happens? Well, you're just going to have to tune in next week. Yeah. Charlie, I am becoming like a huge fan. You don't have like a Instagram or anything, do you?
I just have the Twitter. And it wasn't until, I don't know, a month ago, my wife said, "You have to do Instagram. That's how art gets out there now." And okay, I'll do it. But just drawing. Forget all the social stuff. I can't even tend to Twitter when I'm drawing, because the drawing itself is so consuming. Once somebody responds and I want to respond and I miss 10 messages, I feel, bad that I've missed anything, because, you're focused on the work at hand. So, maybe who was that lady that Ethan was saying is managing the campaign for?
Is it Camille Zahn or something?
Zahn.
You don't want her. She'll destroy your campaign.
Oh, I thought she would love us.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe you could get blue hair, Charlie. Get a blue wig. That might do it.
Yeah, you'll score some points with her. The only reason I say it is because as an artist, I like to just go binge on everybody's work. So, it used to be, deviant art, and now it's more Instagram. And I can, I would love to just be able to go there and just scroll through, all of your artwork, because it's amazing. And you can, I saw that you have a lot of stuff on Twitter. So if anybody wants to see more of Charlie's work, go there. But I think Instagram is a better format just to scroll artwork.
Yeah. And this is exactly why we added this artist edition too. Because if you're like me, just looking through the black and white art is just a totally different experience, and you just want to look at it and enjoy it. And so that's what we did. We just added that. I knew people would ask for it. So that's what it is. There's no coloring, no lettering. It's just the art, so you can go through and enjoy it, or get the book, enjoy the art, and read the story. It's up to you.
Yeah, that's probably the book I'll back right there, because I'm just a big fan. And also, Charlie, are you doing this traditional or are you doing it digital? Because it looks like an ink wash in there too.
It's 100% digital. Around 2009, I switched. I switched completely digital, and the plus is if you're making a sketch digitally, and you can endlessly, sometimes I'll make a page as though it were just storyboards, five frames, five panels, one on top of another, cinematically across, and then one will start to emerge as, well, this one needs to be vertical and this one needs to be square, and then they'll start to sort themselves out. Working digitally, you don't even have to. There's no erasing. It's just delete, shift, move, everything. So you're not set back. So as far as the commerce side of accomplishing what needs to be accomplished in the set time and getting it out there, you can't beat it.
Yeah, it just looks so spontaneous, like it is a brush, like you're really duplicating this nice movement digitally. That's why I ask. And then the gray areas, and there's actually, it looks like sometimes there's like dry brushing, and like sometimes when you're inking with a brush, you'll have inconsistencies with when you do a solid black. And it looks like there's kind of like inconsistencies in the blacks and stuff. And it really looks practical. It looks like it's hand done. It's pretty amazing.
Thank you so much for noticing. I take great effort to not just, the digital idea would be select an area, fill in the black, and bam, it's black. I never just fill in the black because that would make it kind of flattens it. So the inconsistencies make it look a little bit as though it were natural. So I select an area and then I brush over it. I mean, the digital brushes, I made some and I make my adjustments, or I will literally speckle it dot by dot to put the dots where I want them to make it feel a little bit naturalistic. I mean, I know it's low res, but there's that low angle on the back of the monster's foot.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that just bit by bit. That's all.
Yeah, I like that as well. Like the thing is, I prefer to ink this way, but mostly mainstream won't pay me to ink this way. So when I take commissions and stuff, I do it all brush and I do it very, very loose. You know what I mean? Because I can get away with it. People will allow me to do that. Thank goodness, because I think if I couldn't do the commissions like that, I would go stir crazy, because everything I do is pretty polished. You know, it's very, very tight. But I think my inner artist wants to do this more so than the way that I'm known for. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird thing.
Let your inner art out.
Yes.
Especially
I think
now that you're your own boss. Now you've had a smash success with black and white. Now just let it fly. I want to see that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do probably after Volume 2 of Black and White. I want to do a project, even if it is the next Black and White, I want to take it in a different direction as far as style, and possibly do stuff like this a little bit more brush. I know this isn't brush, but more brush-like. I also like all your, because you put a lot of thought into all your energy, like from your gun and the power, that they use, the different weapons and things like that. There's a lot of imagination. There's a lot of thought here. This is amazing.
Yeah. Well, and art with chrono mechanics too. It's just cool to see you do a different style that, it totally something different. I couldn't point to what it is, because it's like chrono mechanics. You know what I mean? It's just this cool style. So it really is. It's awesome to have the freedom to just do what you want to do.
Yeah, and like Charlie said, it's kind of like, if we're going to do these independent projects, we have to make them more personal. Do like what we feel, and kind of stray away from maybe the more mainstream. But you know what I mean? It's so weird. I almost feel like somebody needs to give me permission, because I'm so ingrained in that world. You know what I mean? It feels like somebody has to say, okay, Art, you can draw like this now.
Yeah.
It's
well, really... I know exactly what you mean, because for 17 years I've been drawing in advertising, and what they want is they want photo-looking stuff, and everything had to be calm, and nobody could be too sexy, and nobody could be too fat, and nobody could be too so all the extremes had to be paired off, and you had to make everything mediocre for a sweater commercial, essentially. And that whole time, I was always inside thinking, I'm putting square pegs into round holes to do this. And I mean, maybe it's the test for your craftsmanship to be able to do it. But in all the while, I was always thinking, don't get institutionalized. Keep that little spark over in that other section, because you don't want to end up. You've seen Shawshank Redemption, right?
Yeah.
In the end, when the old guy finally gets out, and he was too institutionalized, and he just scratches up on the rafters, "Red was here," and then he hangs himself. Don't get to be so institutionalized that they snuff you out. Not because they want to snuff you out, but because they're going to use you for their ends. And all the while, I mean, look, I couldn't draw anything like this in advertising. There's never a moment where the lady comes down the steps, opens her robe, and serpents come slithering out, surround this poor guy as they
God,
slither
it's so
around him,
badass,
and he
man.
gets terrified. And look how wicked she is in the middle. She doesn't care. And then down on the bottom left, she raises her arm up as the snakes come up his body, and he's starting to realize right here he's done. And then she squeezes her fists, and the snakes squeeze around him. And I know it's a little small right there, but his arm is breaking in half in both spots there. He's done.
Yeah, that's oh my gosh, this is so great. This is so amazing. I did do advertise. I think I worked on and off for about 3 years for a company called Famous Frames, and yeah, I did illustration and advertising work, and I did it part time because I couldn't do it full time, and then I eventually just, because the money is really good, I had to wean myself off of it because I realized that my soul was being slowly sucked. And I was like,
it's hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, my hat's off to you, my friend, because I couldn't handle it. I was like, I can't draw another refrigerator. I can't do it. And then they were like, make it look more realistic. Like, it's like, no, I want to draw fantasy refrigerators, you know? I want to draw heightened refrigerators. I want to draw this refrigerator doing something. I want a personality behind the, you know what I mean? Like, my imagination goes crazy. And then they're like, no, we just want a photographic, ink drawing of a refrigerator. And I just keep thinking, just take a photo, just take a picture of it.
Well, it's weird because they have the stock stuff, and then they want you to, this is really what they want the stuff to look like. They want you to find the stock stuff that applies to everything, then trace the stock stuff, then bring the photos up through it and paint on there in this, I guess, this mode called photo bashing. And it's the opposite of drawing comics. I mean, what you see in front of you, there's no tracing, there's no photo reference that can do what we're trying to do in these books, where everything is kinetic, everything is pushed, everything is harsh, and even the line work is harsh compared to what you'd see in a storyboard. And to go back and forth, you still have to, but it's a good place to practice your draftsmanship and knowing what something looks like and how to tell a story. It's still part of it, but they want in this so milked down way that to go back between the two, it's hard to go back between the two.
Right. My favorite job that I did for them was, remember the Wiener Dude Attitude campaign for Der Wiener Schnitzel, the hot dog company? I actually got to do some design work for the Super Dog. And so they have like those little mats for like your trays. When you go to the restaurant, they put that little paper tray thing, that little mat down. I drew like, 6 panel stories. I think I did 3 different ones. And each one of those little 6 panel things paid me for a month of comic book work.
Yes, that's the difference.
Yeah. So you sell yourself out a little bit to make some good money. I remember I did exactly what you're talking about, Charlie. It was for Porsche, and I did bucket seats. I did bucket seat drawings out the yin yang. Like, I just kept drawing bucket seats from all kinds of angles, and I'm like, what the hell are you even going to use this stuff for? Like, oh, from this angle, can you try one from this? Can you do one with the safety belts on it? Can you do one with the headrest extended? Like all this stuff, and I'm like, okay. Can you do a pencil rendering? Can you do an ink rendering? Can I get one in color? Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, and that's why I don't know. For me, this is so. It's just so cool to see like a great artist like Charlie doing a comic. Like he should be, for all of our sakes. And so it's just, I don't know. It's so cool to see his art in comic book form. The first time I saw his art, he randomly just tagged a bunch of people onto it, and I was one of them. And I saw this piece he did, and I was like, "Oh, wow!" Like it was just amazing. So I DM'd him immediately, like, "Hey, what's going on, man? You want to do a book?" This was a long time ago, but yeah, I mean, every time
the sushi bar or whatever, is that
that
was
it
that
was
that image?
it was before the
Okay.
sushi bar, but that's such a great one too. We should pull that up because I'll find it somewhere. I'll be the detective, but it's so cool. I think Charlie just found the right Comicsgate is the right place. You know what I mean? For people that actually appreciate comic book art, especially in this kind of style. So it's super exciting.
Yeah, and did you find that, Charlie, the double page?
I just DM'd you 2 images, Art.
Okay. Are they
One a
in
black.
Twitter?
Yeah, through Twitter.
Okay.
One is a black and white version. I like the black and white version of that page better because once I started putting color and tone, some of the figures get lost. But in the black and white, you can see how many sort of strange beings are at this cocktail party in this tower, and the tower is opposite. There you go. Can you make that full screen? I could even walk you through.
I got to stop sharing to do that. I don't know how to do that, actually.
There is a button in StreamYards that has, how it has the different layouts for how our boxes are. There's one that's just one square box I think it's the far right.
Yeah,
So
I know
when-
how to do that if one of you guys are sharing, but I don't know how to do it when I'm because I was in his Twitter.
Gotcha.
Can you share it, Charlie? Because then I can then go full screen with it.
Can you send it to me? I'll
send
share
it to Clint. I'll send it to Clint.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's this. This is the.
Because once I go out of StreamYards, I don't have my tools anymore. That thing's gorgeous, though. My gosh.
That was, and this is the kind of thing. Once Clint and I were hatching the story and talking back and forth, this was originally an orgy too. And Clint said, can we put clothes on some of these people? So and he was 100% right to decelerate away from complete debauchery. So these are these people in this tower that they're looking out the window where F.A.T.L Flynn is on the floating barge as the barge is now exploding and he's battling these creatures. And these people are isolated aristocrats. And you can see in the black and white, the girl is the sort of the central figure girl. That's the bodyguard of the other girl that's looking out the window. And around her, there's sort of a waiter coming. He's right in the center. He's walking with a sort of personal drone that he's bringing to one of these aristocrats for them to then plug into and have their, think of it as though it's their phone and their cocktail and their own personal devices. So for their enjoyment, and there's to the right of the screen all the way are people chit-chatting and they're enjoying different things. One guy's hugging so he likes his personal device a little too much. Somebody has a little dog-looking two-legged lizard thing that they're climbing around with. And in the bottom right there, for Shane Davis, there is a cat lady. And she is wearing some pretty rad fashion, a big trench coat with, 5 to 6 collars. And she's talking to some strange guy with a breathing apparatus around his head. And you could circle around to the other side. And
well, is that circular thing? Is that like a hot tub? Is that what that kind of is, like a futuristic hot tub?
Yeah, it's sort of. We've discussed it's sort of the rejuvenation tube. They're in a viscous, gaseous, floating solution where it's a spa where they climb in and you feel better, you feel good, and I think Clint, did you name it? What was the name for it?
I think we called it Vitapool or Nutripool. The reason I think we ended up with Nutripool. They don't explicitly say it in this scene, but like it's cool to have that background. But you know how have you heard about people that will go get an IV of like pure vitamins, and they'll
Yeah.
I've watched like Joe Rogan. He'll say like, "Oh, it's amazing! Like it just pumps vitamins directly into your veins." And so that to me, that's what this is. Like it gives you all the feel good, everything that you'd want, just sitting there. And so this is the lap of luxury. It's where everyone would want to be, and yet, one of our protagonists, I guess, she's not happy being there. So I don't know. It just makes for a fun story.
This is like this is Edgar Rice Burroughs, like John Carter of Mars. Like this is freaking awesome, man. I mean, it looks fantasy, action adventure, in like almost like a pulp way. Like I said, like kind of like a John Carter kind of thing. But I think it looks way more interesting.
Well,
I can't wait to get my copy.
Speaking to that, I'm so used to drawing guys in suits and ladies in dresses. So when we conceived this scene, I thought, well, we'll draw the scene. And as I'm drawing it, it took so much time because you can't just draw a guy in a suit. Everybody's going to be, well, what's this being going to be? What device are they going to have on them? And then they're not just in a ballroom. Everything has to be to world build. As I'm drawing, I'm thinking, does it have to be sci-fi? Can't it just be in New York or Philly?
Something I can use photo reference for.
Something I know.
Something I don't have to make up. I want to put a 50s Cadillac in there.
If you put up I sent you the color one too, Clint.
Oh, cool. Let me pull
Go back and then you'll be able to see what this was actually one of the first ones that I decided I guess I have to color it because I knew what I wanted the revitalization tube to be like. I knew I wanted it to be an energy bath that spanned the room, and high up above them is sort of the cupola oculus that's shining it down upon them. So Moxie is the girl all the way to the left, and she is the poor little rich girl that doesn't want to be there. She's stuck in her tower, and her protector is her bodyguard, lady's maid, is the girl in purple in the tub. And Moxie is very excited to look out the window. Wait till you hear Clint's dialogue. Clint, we should have dialogued this page. We should have Eric do this, because all throughout the party too is there's going to be little asides that these aristocrats are saying this, that, and the other thing. As Moxie turns and says, "Kit, we got to get out there. Look out the window." And the girl who's her bodyguard, who's been out there and has seen the rougher world in all of its ugliness, says, "Come on, we're in here. I'm bored with all that. This is where we want to be." And I think Moxie's not going to take no for an answer. And the two stories where these two meet up will begin, where they'll meet up with Fatal Flynn out there.
We should get Eric to letter this. Sorry, did I cut someone off?
Oh no, yeah, you said you got to get Eric to letter this. Yeah, that would be cool to see the lettering. But are these your colors as well?
Yeah, I had to color it to sort of get it rolling, and we've swung and missed and struck out with a colorist so far. Just everything didn't line up. Even a couple people that were really good, and then they became they had their own projects that they had to really tend to more. So far, I've just been coloring it, much to my...
Yeah, I have fallen victim of that. I think to go into black and white, it was. I think we went through 15 or 17 different colorists.
Wow!
Really?
And just before the initial campaign launched, I still didn't have the cover colored, and so I asked, what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Narwhal?
No. It was Ethan's colorist.
Oh, Kyle Ritter.
Kyle Ritter. God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Yeah, and so Kyle did it in 24 hours. Like he did it not even 24 hours. It was over the night, so like 8 hours. He stayed up. He got it done in the morning. I got up early. I looked at it, had a couple notes, threw it at him. He did the notes, and about an hour later, we threw it up and went live on the campaign.
Oh my goodness!
We didn't have a colorist at that point. We had some samples because I had Hi-Fi color it. You know, they do all the DC stuff. And then as soon as they knew about the Comicsgate thing, but you know the posse started circling around him and put a lot of pressure on him. And so he was like, "Are you sure? Art's a good guy. I've known him for 25 years. Blah blah blah." And so you know, just the threats. He thought it would be better just not to take the heat, and I don't blame him, man. You know, so. But I got to use. He gave me permission to use them for the initial campaign. So I used those 5 pages, and then you know I had to look for somebody that could kind of color, because the thing is, once you get spoiled, you see something that's so good, you got to make sure that you hit that bar or exceed it. So it was quite a challenge to find somebody that could color on that level, and we were lucky that we found Priya Pai to do it, and he nailed it. So
Nice.
he did a really good job.
The colors look great.
Yeah, it's good to hear too, like, because we're going through colorists that I don't know, you got to find the right fit too, like artistically, and so yeah, it's been a journey for sure. But Charlie's colors they're just so good to show it off, especially.
They're amazing. I want to ask you, once you have some time, could you possibly hook me up at some point? I'd love to see what your colors look like over my inks. That'd be
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
You said yes. Everybody, you heard it.
It's on the internet now.
It's on the internet, man. I'm going to hold you to that. Yeah, those colors are the neat thing about it is you definitely have like a classic sense of comic books, but your coloring, it doesn't look like, I mean, your inking and stuff doesn't either, but the coloring looks completely outside the box. It doesn't look like your standard kind of superhero coloring and things like that. And I think that's why it's so refreshing. The ink style, your pencil, your storytelling, you break border panels, which is cool. A lot of people don't do that anymore. And then
they don't?
Not really, man. Not mainstream comic books. You don't see that kind of stuff as much, especially the way you break border panels. I do it, but a lot of people don't. And
it'll be like an appendage or something, but like with Charlie, it's like there'll be just everything is standing out. I don't know. It is different.
It's designed more like it's
great way.
Designed like the way it breaks the border panels, stuff like that. It's more design oriented versus like sometimes they'll do it like they'll just be like a part of an elbow or part of like fingertips coming past. And to me, I remember Howard Chaykin told me, he goes, you know what, Art, if you're going to break the panel, break the panel. If not, don't do it. Because if you're going to go full in, or don't do it. And I always thought that was good advice, because you see people that play at it and it just looks bad. And sometimes it creates tangents because you'll have like things so close, like see my hand, like so close to the end. And it kind of creates these tangents. So if you're going to break it, really break it. And I think that's good advice. And I do like your design sense too. So oh, go ahead.
We are way outside of the panels. I mean,
we are way outside.
There are parts that aren't. There's more outside the panel than in.
We're back at the campaign. I want to refresh this because this is what it was when we went live. So it's 14,383. You have 241 backers. I think this was at like around the 3-hour mark. So are we approaching the 4-hour mark, or are we past that?
Right around 4 hours, I think. Yeah. Now I'm starting to lose track of time. Right around 4 hours, yeah.
Okay, so we have 14,383. I hit refresh. Holy crap! You get it.
Yeah.
15.
Thank you, everyone. That's excellent. Yeah, to put this into perspective, Downcast Rise and Fall, my last campaign, after a full 24 hours, it was at 13,000. So we've already surpassed the day one total, 24-hour total of Downcast, and we still have a long day ahead of us. So it's great. This is doing really well. Thanks to everybody.
Yeah. Why don't we get into the tiers, because we didn't get to go over the tiers. So, Clint, you wanna?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the featured perk there is the collector's bundle. This is similar to collector's bundles that I've done in the past, but you get the main story with the main cover. You also get the variant cover version. Those are full color graphic novels, real quality printing job. And then you also get the black and white artist edition, which is black and white through and through. It's just for you to sit down and enjoy the beautiful artwork, beautiful ink work. So those are the three big things. We're including a trading card set with this perk. Your name gets printed in the book, so you'll be, remembered forever in our Walk of Fame, I guess. And then it also ships first, so it's our first priority to get it shipped out first. I think people have enjoyed that. So that's the collector's bundle.
That's cool. You get 20 of those already claimed. And so then we have the book with wraparound cover. So this is the main book, right?
Yeah, this is the main book, full color, full story lettering, all that jazz, with the cool wraparound cover. You don't see many of these, it seems like, especially on crowdfunding campaigns. So it's cool. Yeah, Charlie's being innovative here, I guess, by doing something that we all love, a good wraparound cover.
I'm breaking the borders.
That's
Break
right.
the borders. Yeah, if you can do it, do it. I remember we were on a show, maybe it was yours, Clint, where we were talking that how are you going to handle the spine? Is it going to be square bound or is it going to be saddle stitched? Because usually, like a double page, you usually don't square bound those. Although I have seen some done. You just have to make sure that the spine part that's exposed, you still see the artwork. You know what I mean? You don't hide it or use a neutral color for it or whatever to disrupt the artwork.
Yeah, so we decided to do it perfect bound, so it will have a spine. You can put it on your bookshelf. And what we're going to do is I'm going to leave the spine untouched. We're not going to put anything over the artwork. So it'll truly be that the art wraps around the cover. We'll have trade dress on the front and the back. But I just love people to see that it's one image rather than a front and a back image. That's kind of the fun part about it. But I polled people, and it seems like the vast majority of people liked having a spine. So I'm trying to give people what they want.
I think it'll work. Yeah, especially like you said, if you don't interrupt it with like a different color or like writing or anything like that. Yeah. It can definitely work. So yeah, and I can't wait to see my copy of it, to see how you put it all together, because I wanted to do it, but I just didn't quite know how to to do it with a square bound. But it sounds like you got it all worked out there. So this is your variant here?
Yeah, so there's a variant cover by Chaz Wagamont. So cool digital painting that he did. I like his style. He just, I don't know, he always amazes me with the artwork that I see coming from him. And that they're the same price. So you just pick which cover you want, and that's the one we'll ship you. This one's not a wraparound cover. But that's what makes the wraparound cover so special, is that they're not all wraparound covers.
Yeah, and you don't pay extra for it. Oh, I wanted to ask you, I don't remember if you said it, but you also get a trading card set with the collector's bundle, right?
Yep. Yeah.
That's 5 cards.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We did a trading card set with Downcast too, and people seem to really like it. So far, so we just thought we'd bring that back. I used to think prints were the way to go, but people really like trading cards, so we're kind of doubling down on the trading cards. The plan is here to package it in a wax pack. Again, I did that for Downcast, and it just makes sort of a fun, nostalgic way to package your cards up. So yeah, it's a fun, unique kind of thing to add to this tier.
That's awesome. And if we went over that earlier, I apologize, but I don't remember. I'm old.
Okay.
So we have Book Plus Artist Edition here. So this is a twofer.
Yeah, so this is if you just want the story and the artist edition, this is a great way to go. $50, and you get one of each. They'll look good on your bookshelf together, and anytime you just want to gaze upon the beautiful artwork, you got two different choices. So that I think is going to be a pretty popular tier. And then below it, we have the same thing, but just with the variant cover version. We have the book plus variant and artist edition. So this is like the all three triple pack, $75, and that'll get you there.
So the difference between this and the featured is that the featured, you get your name in the book and you get trading card set, right?
Trading card set, and it ships first. That's the first tier we go through to ship.
Priority. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, only 3 claims. This is a headshot?
Yeah. So Charlie, this is just an example I clipped from a book because I was like, I need a picture up there. So we clipped that one. But I mean, you see how great Charlie is with his art. So you can get a head sketch. This is for anyone that wants some original art. And the way that we're doing this is you do get a book, but it's going to be the actual drawing itself is going to be on a 9x6 Bristol board, so you can hang it up on the wall. You can put it in a portfolio or binder, or you could leave it in the book, whatever you want to do with it. So we thought we'd add some versatility there, but this is where you get some original artwork by Charlie.
It's not bound in the book, right? It's drawn separately, and then you just kind of put it in the book.
Exactly. Yeah, it's drawn separately, and I tried to make that pretty clear in the description. It also kind of prevents there's sort of a logistics nightmare too with shipping books. We're across the country from each other, so that's where we'll just do it separate. And I think that's how I would like it anyway, personally, just because you can hang it up. It's not just in the book. So
well, that's how I did it on Black and White, and when I did the Black and White Vampirilla campaign, I did it the same way because I feel the same as you, Clint. I like the artwork separate.
Yeah.
There are some fans that like the remark, but I feel like I've done a lot of remarks, and I just don't feel like I do my best work with remarks. You know what I mean? Like it's there, but I feel like I can do better work, on a Bristol board, drawing it separate. Because drawing it over a cover sometimes is pretty difficult. I do know that some people have a reserved page that's bound in the book for the sketches, which if I ever did it, that's the way I would do versus a remark. But also it's for collectors, it isn't, they like the remarks. That's got the collectible aspects to it. But I personally, I'm like you. I like the drawings separately.
I just like being able to hang it up somewhere. I think it's nice. It's
or like you said, like a portfolio. You can I always think I have some artwork that I've collected from other people and stuff, and I put it in one of those binders, those nice binders, and it almost becomes like an art book, like a coffee table art book. You know what I mean? Like your friends can come over and they can look through your art and things like that. So that's why I like them separate.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm getting a question from some people that are wondering, how do you buy multiple books at once? Can you just get 4 of the wraparound cover?
Yeah. So everyone always asks for like a retail tier, but and then I make a retail tier and nobody backs it. But if you want a retail tier, like a bulk one, I can certainly add one today. Maybe just when we get off stream here, I can add it, and then it would be available. So otherwise, just
when you select a perk, you can't just pick 2 books, 3 books, 4 books.
Do you have an add-on?
Yeah. No, I don't have any add-ons. They're just just the different tiers. So and that's for shipping reasons. It just and like box reasons. If you do tons of I just did fulfillment, and I was thinking about how difficult it would be if someone's doing a lot of add-ons. Then I actually have to change what kind of box I'm using. But yeah, maybe I'll make a bulk tier then. I'm curious to know how many you'd want to see in a bulk tier, like 4 books, 5 books. Give us a tier with both covers. I think we have a tier with both covers.
Yes.
So if somebody wants 3 of the same thing, rather than the 3 different
Oh.
books,
with
then
both,
it's the same. Then it's the same shipping. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you could get it in that way.
Yeah. I think I can add a bulk tier, and then I see what you're saying. Both covers, you're saying cover A, cover B. I can add one of those as well. And that should be good. So thanks for the input.
Well, Daddy's back. I just thought I'd announce that.
All right.
And he's got his belt out. But you guys got to get on the drawing because there's only 3 claimed. We got to make Charlie work a little bit here.
I will draw 1,000 head sketches if need be.
And they're all going to be practical, you guys. They're not going to be digital. So
That's right.
Yeah, they will be paper to pen, and there'll be something else coming. I have to shape that up. Clint, there'll be a little.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what we'll call that. There will be other ways to buy paper with
some
pen and mark on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So look for that. There's also someone asked about stretch goals. We will announce stretch goals later this week. The way I like to do it is kind of just focuses the campaign. We'll add some stretch goals and announce those for sure. Once we want to see what the lay of the land is, so they're actually stretch goals. You know what I mean? But we'll announce those for sure. And then I just realized we're supposed to be on with Charlie's London right now. An hour passed by really quick.
okay,
Right now?
yeah. I was just going to say we should wrap it up. Can we go back to your site one last time and get an update and see where you're at right now? Because I think you've moved since.
Oh, it moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, it moved. You're at 15,133, 256 backers. You're going into hour 5, I believe. 50. Holy Toledo!
15.
Look at that. Yeah, Kajing, look at that.
15.5. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You guys,
Beautiful.
congratulations.
Far away.
Yeah, congratulations. You're good people, man. And I'm becoming a huge Charlie Snogans fan. And I was already a fan of yours, Clint. So we go way back. Clint and I go way back. 2 years ago, whatever. Yeah, but tell Charlie's London I said hi and go do good. And congratulations again, you guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Art. Pleasure to talk to you again.
Yeah, same. Take care, guys.
All right.
Bye.
See you soon.